What's goody, bros? It's your boy, Reckless OP, coming to you live with another build video. In this video, we're going to be getting into my Pyromancer Heatwave build, which has gotten me from CT1 to CT15 in a couple of hours. This build is incredible. The damage output is unstoppable. As you can see, my Moaning Winds is hitting for over 5 million damage, guys. The burn is incredible. I'm debuffing enemies. We're using Radiation Splash for the vulnerable. This build is beautiful. This is my third character in this game and one of my favorite characters. Pyromancer is very underrated. It's the first skill tree that you can use either middle, top, or bottom, and they all work effortlessly, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the footage. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you can, leave a like and a subscribe. Will be greatly appreciated as we're on our way to 1,000 subs, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get into the video, guys.
When I said we get back on, it took me 30 minutes to get back online that night. Let me know if Joe's still up. Oh. Fucking reloading, god damn it.
Let's get into it, guys. This is the build part of the video, and in this part we're going to get straight into the class and the tree and what we're using. We're going to be going middle tree, guys, because middle tree makes us much tankier. It gives us a lot of anomaly power, and we're also going for some key items that are going to make our build perfect, like this one right here, Incinerate the moment burn ends, and enemies inflicted with ash status. We're also going over here for extinction. Increase damage by 20% against enemies below 30% health. We're going for decrease all your skill cooldowns by 10%. We're also using anomalous lava. Activating ignite skills increases your armor by 45%. Fuel for the embers doubles skill life leech weapon when under 30% of max health. And this is our key talent right here, magma elemental. Activating ignite skills increases your armor piercing by 45% and resistance piercing by 45% for 10 seconds. We want that resistance piercing, guys, so our burn is always inflicted. We're inflicting that ash and that burn constantly. They cannot block the effect, and this build is perfect. This is the only character that I've gotten middle tree to work effortlessly, and this build feels beautiful the way I'm running it. Let's get straight into the skills. We're going to be using Heatwave. This is our main skill and our main talent, Heatwave. We're using Overheat and we're using Thermal Bomb. Let's get straight into the build, guys. Let's start off with the weapons. The weapons we're going to be using is the Wicker. We're using the Wicker because of the armor pierce, status power, and skill life leech. You can use Funeral Pyro also. These two weapons are the meta for this build right now. The Wicker, I'm using it because I'm trying to get as much status power as possible. I have 150%, and that's where I would love it to be. I'm trying to get it to 180%. I have global cooldown reduction of 40%, and my skill damage bonus. This is what we're stacking on this build. We're stacking anomaly power, status power, and cooldown reduction. We also have a little bit of skill life leech in the build for survivability. Our secondary that we're using is the Anemoy. The Anemoy, we're using it for all of the reload talents. We're using the Anemoy for Moaning Winds. We're using Radiation Splash that's found on the Guillotine. This is my favorite talent in the game because reloading causes a small explosion that inflicts vulnerable and deals 122k damage. This I feel like it matches perfectly with Moaning Winds, brings your overall damage to 500k, which that also stacks. And sometimes I'm hitting Moaning Winds, as you can see in the footage in the beginning of the video. I'm hitting for 4 million, 5 million, 6 million. You can see it in the video. And now I'm not using NOACARISET, guys. Imagine if I was using NOACARISET, guys. This is pure epic build. I'm not using NOACARI, and I still have my Moaning Winds hitting for over 4 to 6 million after I debuff with Burnt Out. We're also using clip combustion and moaning winds. This is another talent that's very underrated. We're using clip combustion on our secondary as a revolver. We're using the 2 as just reload talents. These are guns that we switch over to, get that proc, switch back to our ash gun, and keep on ashing. Keep on letting go of our skills, keep on getting all that anomaly power, and by the time we proc all our skills, as soon as we proc all our skills, guess what's back? All our reload talents are right back. So all that damage keeps adding up, You shoot, you pop your skills, proc all your skills. When you finish procking your skills, you hit them with the reloads. Once you hit them with those reloads, they should be done for. Each reload is hitting for over 5 million damage. That's an overall damage output of more than 10 million every 10 seconds, guys. Calculate that damage. I'm doing more than 300 million. This build is all epic and is competing with tricksters, with pyro builds that are running our Kyrie. Everybody asking me, yo, what are you running? How are you running all purple and getting all this damage? It's the synergy of my talents. Now, 1 talent slot is wasted on this build. As I said, the attribute to 1 is anomaly power, status power, and cooldown reduction. Your 4th attribute, it's skill life leech that you can have on the side, depending on how much survivability you need in the build. So what I'm running with, I'm running Ride the Wave and Untamed Power on my helmet. Untamed Power is one of the most slept on builds, one of the most slept on mods for any skill build, guys. For any AP build, you need Untamed Power. Every time you let go of your skill, you let that blue aura around you. I fight very close range with AP builds. Why? Because I'm constantly hitting them with that Untamed Power. I do not waste it. I use it constantly and consistently. It's one of my top 5 damage dealers. I've been doing the testing with all of my skill builds, and it's very important you have Untamed Power in all of your AP builds. It's very underrated. The second piece we're using is anomaly power, status power, cooldown reduction. We're using unstoppable force, increase your anomaly power by 50% of your resistance piercing. Why we're using unstoppable force? Because like we said, guys, we're using magma elemental and we're stacking all that resistance piercing. So every time we heat wave, we have 82% resistance piercing. What does this do? That makes our ash more strong. It makes our burn more strong because we're able to inflict it 82% of the time. At all times, our enemy is burned and is on ash. That's the synergy that we're using with no resistance against the fortified. No resistance against the fortified is stacking with the armor piercing that we have on the wicker and the army piercing that you get when you proc your heat wave, guys, because you also get 45% armor piercing. So it's perfect synergy for the build. We're also using burnt out. Heat wave damage enemies take 25% more damage for 8 seconds. We're using bullet kindling for all that damage. We're stacking damage in every single piece, guys. Every single mod has a reason for being on this build, guys. This build is incredible. There's a reason for every mod to be here. We're also using Ashen Boost. Like I said, we're going damage on every slot. Boost your damage against enemies inflicted with Ash by 20%. Why? Because we're getting Ash from this. We're getting Ash from Incinerate. The moment burn ends on enemies, inflict ash status. That means all enemies are going to be ash because we're constantly inflicting burn. And we're also using the wicker. So for those little pesky enemies that aren't ash after the burn, what you think we're doing? We're shooting them with our SMG and we're putting them on ash regalias. We're getting that extra damage from ash boost. Twice as hot also. We're always burning. We're always using skills. Twice as hot is the top 5 damage dealer on this build. It's very underrated. Twice as hot and Untamed Power, Ashen Boost, Bullet Kindling, those mods with Burnt Out, Ride the Wave, and Tidal Wave right here. Those mods can take you to CT1 to CT15 with quick and ease. Once you get to CT13, you should have Captain Hunter by then. You put on Captain Hunter. Till then, if you can't get Captain Hunter, use Seismic Impulse until you get Captain Hunter. That's going to have your DPS hitting crazy. You're going to have a lot of damage per second because every 6 seconds you hit for 100k, which that stacks with your anomaly power also. So you get this. Unstoppable Force, you can easily buy it from the vendor. So save up your drop pod points when you get to CT13 and make sure you buy this because it's a very slept on mod. You could get it right here from the hands of the Reforged. You get Unstoppable Force from the vendor once you level up. So those two mods are easy to replace and it's perfect to run. We're also running, what else are we running here? We're running the Captain Hunter, we're running the Tidal Waves so we can have 3 heat waves. You need those 3 heat waves, guys, because these stack. Every time we heat wave is an extra 25% more damage you're doing. We're stacking that with the radiation splash that we get from our shotgun. So we're dealing 100% extra weapon damage, 100% extra anomaly power damage. This build is incredible. You do not need a LOACARISET to make the build buyable. You do not need it to make Pyro buyable. Pyro has a lot of different ways of running it. Middle tier works, top tier works, bottom tier works. It is the most diverse character in the game right now and is becoming my favorite character. My Devastator was my main. I find myself using my Pyro more because I love to be the debuff character. I love to help out the squad and I like to run this game in teams because it makes it more exciting. Running alone is type boring. So this is the ultimate team build for you to get from CT1 to CT15 with ease if you're making a Pyro as your secondary character. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I hope you guys are enjoying the channel and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. If you can, please leave a like and a subscribe will be greatly appreciated on our road to 1,000 subs. I will like to greatly invite you to this community and I hope you guys are loving the content. Let's get it. It's your boy Reckless OP signing out.